Hey lovelies, so today I'm going to be showing you how I make this ribbed turtleneck top. So for this tutorial you just need a 4mm hook and a pair of scissors and some yarn. I'm going to be using 100% merino wool for this tutorial and yeah, let's get started. Because this top is going to have like a ribbed bottom, essentially want to make sure that the ribbon is long enough to create that cinched look. So we are going to chain, I think I'm going to chain about 30. I think that would be a perfect length. So just do a slip knot, insert your hook, then we're going to chain 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 30, and then we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in the back. We're going to single crochet back, so that's 1, 2, 3. Once you get to the end, we're going to chain 1, flip over our work, and then we're going to be single crocheting. We're going to be half double crocheting into the back loops. So for this second part, we're going to half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. So going to the end, and then we're going to alternate. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet till we get to the end, and then alternate between single crochet and half double crochet. And essentially you want to create a ribbon that goes round your waist, so it should go all the way round. And then I'm going to do that off camera, so I'm just going to be alternating with single crochets and half double crochets until it's able to go round my waist, and then I will come back. So once you're finished, all we're going to do is just join them together using a single crochet. So yeah, you just join your work using a single crochet. You can also use a slip stitch if you want, but my preference for this is a single crochet. And once you're finished, you want to just turn over your work, and we're going to start on the body of the top. First thing we're going to do is we're going to single crochet just to create a clean base for the body of our top. So you're just going to single crochet all around. It doesn't have to be perfect, just single crochet in every space, and then we will start on the body of the top. Once you're done single crocheting all over, we are going to change our hook to a bigger size. I'll be changing my hook to a 4.5 millimeter hook just for the body of the top, and then I'm going to single crochet and essentially just continue with the pattern. So the first thing you want to do is double crochet, and then we are going to single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to double crochet again, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, and that's basically going to be the pattern for the body of the top. One thing to remember about this is that for the first round we are double crocheting and single crocheting, we're alternating it, but when you get to the second round you want to make sure that your single crochet is in the double crochet space, double crochet is in the single crochet space. We're going to be continuing this pattern until the body of the top fits all the way from our bust down to our stomach. And once that's done, we are going to be working on the shoulder part, so I'll come back once it's time for the shoulders. So I'm finished and I've done one part of the shoulder. So to do the next part, you just want to attach your yarn, and what we're going to do is we're going to only single crochet and half double crochet 11 stitches. So we're not going to go all the way. As you can see in the video, I've put a stitch marker and I've essentially just measured the top against my body to see where I want my sleeves to be. So, and this takes me to around 11 stitches. So we're only going to single crochet, half double crochet 11 stitches and leave where the sleeves are going to go. we're going to leave that space, and then we're going to alternate. So you just want to make sure you alternate. And so we are going to be doing about 7 rows on here, and then when we finish the 7 rows we'll do the same at the back as well. So we'll do 7 rows here, 7 rows here, and then we're going to join them together, just basically what I did here. And I'm going to show you. So make sure you have, I've used my top to measure this, but I think I did about, so I've done about 11 stitches, but that's all dependent on whatever you're using as reference. But yeah, I don't think anything more than 11, you probably only need about 11 anyway. So I'm going to continue doing 7 rows, and then when I finish I'll come back. Okay, so I've done 7 rows. I'm now going to do the exact same here. So I'm just going to count 11 to make sure I have count 11 stitches down, chain 1, and then do 7 rows. I'm just going to attach my yarn, and then I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to chain 2, sorry, and then I'm just going to continue. So I can see that this should be a single crochet, so I'm just going to do a single crochet and then a double crochet, single crochet and a double crochet. So I'm just going to keep doing that, and then I'm going to do it for 7 rows. I'm going to come back, and then we're just going to sew it together, and then we're going to start on the sleeve. Okay, so I'm now done doing the shoulder bit. You don't need to fasten off because we're just going to use that yarn to join them together. You want to turn your work to like inside out to make sure it's on the side that you don't want people to see, essentially. So I'm just going to turn my work. Oh, so we're going to be using a slip stitch to join this together. So all you need to do is, instead of fastening off, just go into that first stitch on the other side, insert your hook, and then just slip stitch, turn it around, and we're just going to be slip stitching it until we get to the end. And then we're going to start on the arm of the top. Very easy. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I've already done the arm on the other side, so shouldn't be an issue. Now I'm just going to fasten off, and then I'm going to fasten off, and then we're going to start the arm. So to start the arm, we are going to be chaining 6. So you just want to do your slip knot, and then we're gonna chain 6. So I'm using my 4mm hook for the arm, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to single crochet all the way back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should have 5 stitches, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet only in the back loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn over your work, and then single crochet in the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to keep doing this. When you have a ribbon that's long enough to go around your arm, like around here, I've done about 26 rows. So if you just count like the middle stitches, the ones that really come out. I have 26 of those, so if you want to use my measurement. So what we're going to do is we're now going to just stitch them together, and we're going to start the body of sleeves. It's a short sleeve, so this is going to be easy, nothing serious. I'm just going to insert my hook on the other side, and I'm just going to slip stitch. Just going to slip stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch them together and start the row. Now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet around the ribbon, and then I'll let you guys know what to do when we come back. So all you need to do is every space that you see, just single crochet just to clean up before we start the body. Cool, so I've gotten to the end and I'm just going to slip stitch. Now to start the body of our top, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2. That's going to start as the first double crochet, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to single crochet twice into that stitch. In the next stitch we're going to double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to single crochet twice, and then in the next stitch we're going to double crochet. Now we're only going to be doing that for this first row, so don't leave this video thinking that that's the pattern. Just for this first row we're going to be single crocheting twice in one stitch and then double crocheting in the next stitch, just for this row, and then I'll come back to show you guys what we'll be doing next. Cool, so once you finish that row we're just going to slip stitch, and this is going to be the last time we slip stitch, and we're just going to go around the row using the same pattern that we did for the body of the top. So we're going to chain 2 to count as our double crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to chain 1. The next stitch we're going to the next stitch we're just going to single crochet, and the next stitch after the single crochet we're going to do a double crochet, and then in the next stitch after that we're going to do a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. So that's the pattern for the body of the sleeves. Now I just want to do a short sleeve, so I'm going to be doing it up. I'm just going to be going round until I get to a size that I'm kind of like okay with, and so you kind of want to measure it from here to around here. So that's how big my sleeves are going to be, or that's how long my sleeves are going to be. So you just need to keep going round until you're happy with the length of your sleeves, and I'll come back once it's time to sew it onto your top, because it's a bit tricky because it's going to come out a lot bigger than the space we have here, but that's the plan, because essentially we want it to be like a kind of like a ruffle sleeve or like a bobble sleeve, so that's okay. It's just there's just a technique to how we sew it together. So I'm gonna keep going round. Done with the sleeve. I did about 12 rows, and I've just checked with my other sleeve just to make sure it's around the same, and it is. So the next thing we're going to do is to sew this together. What we're going to do is we're going to fold as we go. So we start from the bottom. I'm just gonna move this down, so we're going to fold as we go and line it with this, particularly the bottom. So you're just going to line it up, and we're going to slip stitch, and then we're going to fold. So you want to fold like that and then slip stitch, and that basically gives it that puffy look. This is what I've done every time I want that puffy look, and it has always worked for me. So we're just gonna fold as we go. And your slip stitch doesn't have to be perfect, just fold. And so I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to come back once it's done. Like, I'm going to try it on. The next step we're going to do is to do the color. I'm trying to do a turtleneck, so we're going to see how it goes. So this is what the top looks like right now, and that's why I said you can leave it like this if you want. Okay, so we're gonna start on the neck part, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna crochet around the neck part as normal using the same pattern, but we're gonna be reducing, right? So we're gonna be reducing on the sides. So I'm gonna start that. I'm just gonna show you how we're gonna be reducing. Essentially, we just want to reduce it enough so that we can get to the turtleneck part where we're gonna start doing the ribbon. I'm just gonna attach my yarn to a corner in here, and then just chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet, single crochet. So I'm going to do that all the way around and come back, and then when we get to this bit, when we've gone round and get to here, we're going to start the decrease. Okay, so I've got into where my stitch marker is, so the first corner that we started, and essentially what I'm going to do is take off my stitch marker, and we are going to decrease. So I'm going to insert my hook into that first space, yarn over, and then I'm gonna insert my hook into the second space, yarn over, and then I'm just going to double crochet and then insert my stitch marker there, just so I know where it is, and then I'm just going to continue going with a single crochet and then half double crochet, and then I'm going to do that to the other side. And yeah, I'm going to do that for about 3 rows, but I'll come back to confirm, and then we can start the ribbon for the turtleneck. So I've done 3 rounds and I'm just in the final stitch where we decrease. So I'm going to finish it off, and then we're going to start the ribbon for the turtleneck. I'm gonna change my yarn just because this is literally tangled. Okay, so to start, I'm just gonna attach my yarn here. So you don't have to fasten off and cut off the yarn if you have enough yarn. I just did that because I was running out of yarn and it was just easier. Cool. So I'm just gonna single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then I'm gonna single crochet. Guys, I realized I wasn't recording, but anyway, we are going to be single crocheting in the back loops. Only just make sure you have 20. You want to slip stitch in the next 2 spaces and then switch over your work, and then we're going to half double crochet. We're gonna single crochet in the back loops. So just make sure you have 20 because it can get very tricky. 6, 7. Oh yeah, this is what your work should start looking like, and then I'm gonna just switch over our work. So when you get to the end, all we're going to do is chain 1, switch over our work. Then that's all we're going to do until we get to the end. So all around until it gives you that turtleneck look. So I'm just going to keep doing it. Just remember to make sure you're doing your counting so that everything is equal. So I'm going to go around. So I'm done with the turtleneck. So this is kind of what it looks like right now, and I've gone all the way around, so it's time to sew them together. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to kind of sew them in the back loops. So let me show you what we're going to do. So we're just going to single crochet in the back loops to join them together. 1, 2, 5. So yeah, you should have something like this. It should start to look like that. So I'm just going to continue sewing them together until I get to the end, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to try it on. And this is the final look. I really love this top, and if you do like it, don't forget to subscribe.